Well, we're shifting our focus to Manipur. A woman was killed by suspected militants at Saiton in Bishnupur district of Manipur. The woman was working with other farmers whilst harvesting paddy when suspected militants opened fire from the hill areas adjacent to the district boundary with Churachandpur. Unidentified men, suspected to be militants, fired at a woman from a distance of nearly 100 meters at Saiton village. This is in Bishnupur again. She immediately succumbed to the bullet injury. The incident occurred at around 11 a.m. yesterday, with several other farmers having a narrow escape from that particular spot. Now, again, important to note here that the fresh attack came just a day after suspected militants attacked a village in the Jiribam district dominated by the Kuki community, leading to the killing of one woman and setting ablaze 17 houses on end. Joining us on the broadcast to speak more on this is PK Mishra, former IG, BSF. A very warm welcome to you. And my colleague Kartike Sharma joins us on the broadcast. Gentlemen, just to get the ball rolling here, Kartike, how does one understand this fresh altercation? Yet again, this is happening after the violence that took place in Jiribam. Now, a fatal altercation that's coming to light from, Bishnupur. How does one look at it?
Uh, I feel that this is like a tit for tat killing that has taken place because in Jiribam, a tribal woman was brutally assaulted and killed. Houses were torched. Now, in 72 hours, a similar killing has taken place in Bishnupur, whereby a woman from Valley has been gunned down. Her body could not be retrieved because you had militants all over the hill. So if you look at the Manipur Valley, it's if you dominate the hills, you dominate the valley. So the problem was that how do you resolve an issue whereby this gang sort of a killing has started to become a norm in the valley? People have no idea as to why the killing in Jiribam has taken place, because killing in Jiribam was unprovoked. Houses were suddenly torched. But then Jiribam has also been a place where a lot of policemen have been killed. The movement of police is not taking place properly because of the armed intruders occupying the hill areas. A lot of people say that the militants, the Kuki militants, are dominating the road. They do a lot of frisking. So the militants from the valley attacked them. I don't want to get into the who's who, which militant from the hill and which militant from the valley. But the answer lies in, I think, in the uh, in the ineffectiveness of the grid as of now, that these killings are taking place. And I'll give you an example, though they are not directly comparable. It's like a gang war of Mumbai, one person down in this gang and another person down in this gang. If militants have carved up areas like this in Manipur, then I, as a citizen, would definitely like to know what is the effectiveness of our security forces. Why isn't there a combined operation that is taking place? Why is it so difficult to take on these groups? In a larger context of things, it's also very, very worrying, because already we are witnessing a spike of terror action in Kashmir. I mean, so any given week we are having witnessing a terror action when there is a sort of a ceasefire on the LOC. It's proving to be costly. And in secondly, in Manipur, yes, we have relative breadth, a relative time span where no action like this takes place. But then one bullet disrupts the entire scenario. On this, I would like to welcome PK Mishra, former IG BSF. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. And Kabir, whenever you think we need to play those reactions that have come from Manipur, please do feel free to come in between and play those reactions. But, sir, what is this happening? One killing here and one killing there. What is your larger assessment?
Karthikeya and Nakvi, I can well tell you. I spoke yesterday to Jeribam, and today also early morning I have spoken to Bishnupur. And what has gone wrong? Of course, these two cases, what has happened at Jarwan village in Jiribam, and now it has happened in Saitom village. It is on Bishnupur, Churachandpur border. It is a tit to tat policy of a valley militant who killed her at Jarwan, and now Kukijo militants from the hills they fired on those ladies who are harvesting the paddy in Saito village. It's about 10 to 20 of them. They were there because late October they harvest the paddies. This is the time in Manipur. I can well tell you things have gone wrong. Things are pretty bad. From 3rd May 2023, Manipur is burning. We have lost more than 255 persons and 60,000 people. They have been displaced from their houses. And what is happening? The worst part of it, we had a discussion in Delhi also where Mar group and Naga groups, Maitya groups, and Puki groups they came for discussion, but nothing happened after that in the field. The worst part of it, Kartika, I can tell you what is Jeribam. Jeribam is in its 37, and a place like Jeribam we cannot control. State having so many battalions of security forces, and Jeribam is a place from where one lady, when she was raped and killed, her body could not be brought to RIMS in Impal on security ground, and it was sent to Assam in Silchar. What a sorry state of affairs that we cannot control Jeribam. We cannot control Churachandpur. We cannot control Bishnupur. There is a buffer zone. I'm aghast to know in a state we have buffer zone. Can't we wipe out this buffer zone which was not existing earlier? And what has gone wrong? And I'm telling you, it's okay. Amit Saji, our honorable home minister, he told that they are doing their best in fencing the border, Manipur Myanmar border, and more or less more than 50 kilometers have been fenced. But this will take time. What about border guarding? The border is open. We had drones, it came. We had, I mean, drugs are coming. We have
Okay.
thousands and
I think
thousands
that's a very
have come.
important point you have made. I think,
And
Mr. Mishra, that's a
yes,
very
Kartika,
important point. Yeah, that's a very important point. You stay on the
yes,
screen. One thing which is
yes,
very
yes,
very clear is, you stay with me. One thing which is very very clear, sir, is that long term
yes.
injection of a solution is not taking place, and I think we are
No,
forgetting that if we just turn Manipur into a law and order issue, then it's not going to get resolved because you sit on it.
settle.
A lot of people say that you can sit on an issue and then let it calm down a bit. But sometimes in conflicts, when you just sit on an issue without actively resolving it, sir, then what it does is it cements the divisions.
No
It
doubt.
cements the division. And as you
Yes,
said that it's a very in fact I was also astounded that how come the body is being taken to Silchar? Why shouldn't it go to Imphal? It means that there is a problem of movement of people in the
yes,
state. So if
yes,
the security forces cannot move in peace, then how do you expect the people to move in peace? That is another question. And
yes.
not talking about it does not solve the problem, because I think what is happening is that in Manipur, the fundamental issues remain unresolved.
No doubt.
Most of the complex issues are going to the court, and complex issues are not being answered at the level of the government. Let me go across to Kabir. Kabir, have we got some reactions from Manipur? Do we have them? Can we play them out?
Well, absolutely. We do have them lined up. Let's put them out for the viewers' perusal. Do stay on with us, ladies and gentlemen.
आज सुबह 10 साढ़े 10 बजे इसी टाइम में हुआ था। हम लोग भी घर में खाना वाना खाने के लिए बैठा है। इसी टाइम में गोली का आवाज़ सुना है। तब हम लोग ने कहाँ से आवाज़ सुना है बोला, बच्चा लोग को खबर दिया, फ़ोन किया। इसी टाइम ने ऐसा कुकी ने हम लोग को अटैक किया है, ऐसा सुना है हम लोग। और हम लोग का जगह ये वाथलंबी केनेन का नजदीक है ना, इसी साइड में आर्मी लोग बैठा है। और हम लोग का इलाका तो बीएसएफ लोग ने हम लोग का संभाल के बैठा है। बीएसएफ का कमांडर ने बैठा है। तब से लड़ाई शुरू किया ना, तब से कमांडर ने बोला था आप लोग को एक गोली का आवाज नहीं सुनने नहीं देगा, एक आदमी को कुछ हो जाएगा तो हमने आप लोग का पूरा संभाल के रखेगा, आप लोग का ऐसा करेगा तो हम पूरा हम सुरक्षा रखेगा। उसके बाद हम मेरा ऊपर में आप लोग ने क्या करना है करो, ऐसा बोल के हम लोग एक साथ मीटिंग करके ऐसा विश्वास करके बैठा है।
Well, all right then. Karthike, back to you and PK
You
Mishra
know,
sir.
Kabir,
How to
Kabir,
decode this
this is
particular
like,
aspect?
it's
Yeah.
a very, Kabir, it's a very poignant bite given by this woman. She basically said, "हमको विश्वास था कि we would be taken care of." She has said a lot of things in very few words. I mean, so she has not gone into big theories. She said कि हमको बोला गया था, we will take care of you. And the confidence is shattered like that when, common people are told, don't worry, do your job, get along with your basic life, and something like this happens. But it is also very problematic for the forces. You see, the terrorists and these militants have to succeed one time, Mr. Mishra, and security forces
Yes,
have to succeed all the times. Our
definitely.
security forces have to succeed all the times. Terrorists and
Yes.
militants have to only succeed one time. uh, I mean to say this sort of a killing that is taking place, sir. It is there a possibility that the more time it takes, the more hardened these lines would become? We might end up giving rise to these new militia leaderships. Is that a possibility? And I'm talking this in context of the statement which was issued by Isaac Muiva. Now he's also talking about taking up arms. His statement has been issued. In terms of the agreement, in larger northeastern perspective, how do you view this situation, the big picture?
Karthike, I can well tell you, it's not only a conflict in Manipur between Maitis and Kukis. And here in this case, there is nothing to be very clear that the firing was made by Kukis or militants. That is okay, tit to tat, I got it. But I'm answering your questions. Northeast, in fact, it has started boiling. We are losing this state very badly. See what is happening in Myanmar, and mostly the rebels are dispatching the weapons, and in fact, both the sides, the Kukichins are available. They have got that contact opposite side, and we don't have fencing now, and we don't have any deployment of border guarding force in Manipur Myanmar border clearly. Look what has happened in Bangladesh. It's a mini Pakistan now, and in Chittagong Hill Tract, they have started building up this militant groups and training of militants like Jamaatul Mujahid of Bangladesh. They will be penetrating very soon in Northeast. And a lot of see, foreign hands are also there in Northeast. We have to be very, very careful and just see what a statement was given by one of the honorable chief minister in United States earlier. So, Kartika, I can well add another point. What Sheikh Hasina has stated also, her statement about the Northeast and about Manipur, Churachandpur, and then a part of Bangladesh and Myanmar. Things are pretty bad. And I can well tell you, if what is happening in Manipur, okay, the Honorable Chief Minister cannot go to his
Okay.
own area. He cannot. But the coordinated
Okay.
action against militants are not taking place. This is what is the problem in Manipur, because I think the security apparatus should be very, very strong enough to see that,
Oh,
see, the command and
absolutely.
control
No,
should be very good.
I kind of, Mr. Mishra, do agree that this tells us anything. This tells us one thing, that there are areas of influences that have been created. But when we
Yeah.
talk about coordinated security action, it requires a coordinated political center of gravity also, sir. Because any
Yes,
security
yes,
action emanates from one political figure. And I think that disempowerment at that level, or that empowerment at the command level, is not there in terms of politics.
yes.
I think there has to be a very clear line. If Who is going to run the security apparatus? How is he
Uh,
going to run it? That is something very important. I know it's a long discussion. We have had multiple discussion on those issues.
Yes,
You
yes,
have hit
yes,
the
Kafi.
nail on its head कि अगर आप coordinated security action की बात करते हैं, so we cannot talk about one force, second force, third force, fourth
No,
force.
no,
One first thing you need to do is to create one. India is a democracy, so you need one political authority completely in charge, and under him
absolutely,
that entire security apparatus should come, and he should be the one in charge of organizing or overseeing the macro picture, because security operations are to be done by the armed forces, the police forces, the paramilitary forces. It's their job. But in politics, one gentleman sits on the top, and I think in that is where the issue is. A lot of people have spoken about sort of a joint command like Kashmir. A lot of people have spoken about the fractured command that is there in Manipur, in terms of
yeah,
supporters of chief minister themselves have said that there should be a unified command under him. So that lack of clarity is having an issue. So I see this killing not only in context of communal ethnic divide. I also see it from the context of lack of larger political thinking, which is not being which is not coming into play in Manipur. I really don't know why it is not coming into play in Manipur, but Kabir, it is not coming into play in Manipur.